أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My fellow Fonyenkas and Gambians, both home and abroad. I am your representative, Honorable Almameh Gibba, the National Assembly member for Foni Kansala constituency. It's a pleasure having you this evening, just closing from Parliament. In regard to the circulation of messages that are crisscrossing, tainting, and also again trying to distort the facts that are before us at the National Assembly. I don't know why some people, or people I may say, most of them are misled by just interest groups that are just trying to seek cheap popularity. We are representative of the people and we will be accounted. Accountment of our representation will be vested on our people. We are not choosing representative. We are not nominated officials from government, but each and every National Assembly member, you are from the constituency. Being a member of the National Assembly member for Foni Kansala, and again within the 5 Fonis, yesterday we had a bill before us called the Election Bill 2021. In that bill per se, I just came to clarify, and I will also be able to speak 3 local languages, sorry, 2 local languages, including English, in one audio. I know the audio will be very long, but I want patience for people to get the facts and also not to be misled with the grown talks within the social media fraternities. And I think it's also prudent for people to understand and also get the facts as they are and not be moved or also be given that ambience of I am a representative in which you are failing your constituency, failing the nation, and misleading the public. Whoever wants facts, I will also refer you back to our yesterday's sitting. Go and check the video of votes and voting that was done at the National Assembly. The whole issue that is going on to us is about the act that to be cited as Election Act 2021. In Parliament, we've changed the name as for it to be cited as Act 2025. This was a document or an act or a bill that was introduced since 2019. Me as a representative, I stand to be able to give you updates and also the bill that was introduced since 2019. Unfortunately, it was not passed then. On the 5th of March, that was on the 4th yesterday, sorry, on the 4th of March, that was yesterday, after laying or ratifying the visa agreement of United Arab Emirates, we started the bill. Cognizantly, the key aspect of this bill, which was directly concerning our diaspora communities. It is a provision for the diaspora of voting. This section of the bill was presented to National Assembly members to discuss. And in this discussion, it has also heated a spark debate, particularly regarding its alignment with the provision of 1997 Constitution. The fact of the matter is, I think we will not be silenced to allow people who only have vested interests of their political scaping to use it against representative. We are National Assembly members of the Gambia, and in the Assembly, we are able represented by political point or political alignment. But for us, I am speaking on behalf of our 4 National Assembly members who are representative of the 5 Fonis, in which one was absent. The 4 that were part and parcel in National Assembly deliberation yesterday, we do discuss as a caucus, as National Assembly members of Fonis, and we discuss as a caucus. Whatever we discussed, that's why we stood firm. I will make it very clear, categorically. We, the National Assembly members of, we are not representing UDP in the Assembly. We are not representing NPP in the Assembly. We are not representing DOI in the Assembly. We are not representing NRP in the Assembly. We are representing the National Assembly members of Fonis. And we are proud to do that. And we are proud to act that way. So we will not be a suitcase of other political parties. We will not be a suitcase for the means of other political parties. We will not be a suitcase of what they taught against what we taught. So it has to be very clear to people to understand. And now, before I go into the discussion proper, we in the parliament, we're discussing about the administrative provisions, powers and functions of the commission. This were what we all went through, and also the appointment of chief electoral officers. It was passed unanimously. And we also discussed about the appointment of electoral officers and other staffs in the bill, that is the election bill. It was also passed unilaterally. And we've also talked about objection to the appointment of an election of officer. We've passed it. Election officer to take an oath. We've also passed that. Funds, estimate, and accounts of auditors. It was passed. You don't hear any talk about that. And also we've discussed about in the bill, part 3, it was discussion about the electoral divisions and registration of voters. That is administrative areas, constituencies, and ward. It was also discussed and passed. So in that discussion, delineations of electoral boundaries, where you talk of the constituency shall be determined in accordance with the constitution. Here now, we are not speaking on our own. We are not inputting things that are new, but we are talking about what the constitution and the constitutionality of the Gambia, that is 1997 constitution, what it entails. And again, also, ward talks about districts shall be determined in accordance with the Local Government Act. Registered voters also, who is a registered voter. Now, what I want you to bring into our attention is, if you all look at through the bill that is currently, we have not exhausted this bill. We have not approved this bill yet. We are in clause by clause of this bill. When you go to section clause 12, that is called registration of voters. In it, it says, the commission shall prepare, compile, and maintain, accordance with this path, a register of voters for each constituency for foreign countries. In it, 2 says, the commission shall cause each register to be divided into such path of it by may be determined and shall include details of voters. So it means, if, for example, now you want to register as a voter, what the features of the voters should feature is full name, contact details, date and place of birth, residential address at the time of registration, sex, signature or thumbprint, date of registration, and form of identification document use. So this is what we have worked on. So when we went to who qualifies for registration as a voter, in which it says a person entitled to have his or her name entered as a registered or a voter in a constitution is he or she. 1, a citizen of the Gambia. 2, has attained or will attain on the date of holding the next election the age of 18 years, and C, a resident or was born in that constituency or a resident in a foreign country. Sorry, a resident or is resident in a foreign country. These are all possibilities. So this is what we had went through. And again, also the commission shall register a person on the registration of voter of the country if he or she produces one of the following. Now, interestingly, all these issues that people are talking, they have forgotten that in this section, we've also voted. And some members also deliberately said they are not voting based on what I'm coming to say. 1, a birth certificate for you to be registered as a voter. Birth certificate 1. 2, a Gambian passport. 3, a national ID card. 4, an attestation from an alcalo or a safe for certifying that
that he or she is a Gambian. Now, interestingly, before I go on to the salient thing that has broke this discussion, that is the 14th, that is registration of Gambians living in abroad. In our section 12, section 13 rather, section that is qualification to register as a voter. Do you know what happened? And Honorable Yaya Sanneh, who is parading him in the social media, insinuating that he has voted. I am telling you, the vote, if you look at the picture, KK Barrow didn't vote. Honorable Tumani also didn't even raise his tag. It was in this regard where, one, D, that says attestation from an alcalo or a CFO satisfying that he or she is a Gambian. They all voted no, meaning they don't trust their alcalos, they don't trust their CFOs, because why? They said it should stop at 1, get a birth certificate, 2, get a Gambian passport, 3, get a national ID card. If you don't get all these elements, attestation should be wiped out from section 13, in which we vehemently said no. We are as important as the alcalos. We are as important as the CFOs. Therefore, if you want to get any document from immigration, wherever movement, a passport, a birth certificate, an ID card, it has to rest over from the alkali. So if you said the alkali is not important, we delete that. We said no. But the media and people who are talking didn't capture this point. So this was what had started the heated debate in the assembly. We said no, all these 5 elements met. And we also went into again of adding that the alcalo or the chief may not know, but we should also have 5 elders, 5 council of elders of the community attesting that that child, that man, that individual, that Gambian is a Gambian and live in that particular constituency or in that particular village or in that particular community. So if people are now talking, this was what they voted against, that we don't need the alcalos attestation, we don't need the CFO. We said we need them. But has it brought to the media? No. So I think the general notion of understanding is we are not toys in the assembly. And nobody can cage the National Assembly members of Foni. We are solid, important, and we are ready to defend the defenseless, and we will stand firm to defend what we have voted without ill will or affection. And details will be illustrated. Secondly, when we came to what we call registration of Gambian living diaspora, it said the commission shall register a Gambian living outside the Gambia as a voter if he or she satisfied the requirement registration prescribed under this act. And it says the commission shall in consultation with the inter-party committee and cabinet prescribe detailed rules of registrations and voting of Gambians living outside the Gambia to vote in presidential election, referendum, or any other election determined by the constitution or any law. Now, before we talk about voting, we have argued here, 1, inter-party committee or inter-party committee, is it registered? Is it legitimate? We said, no, we cannot take inter-party to work on in a consultation of diaspora voting. So others are saying, no, inter-party is registered, whatever. We agreed into it in totality because we also want to get facts, whether it's registered or not. So in that regard, our salient point that had came was, what did the Constitution say? In the aspect of this bill, we directly concerns our diaspora community. It's a provision voting. This section was presented to National Assembly for discussion and it sparked debate, whether it is in line with 1970 Constitution or not. Now, the discussion centered around whether or not the Constitution allows enactment of diaspora voting, and this debate remains a front. In section 39 and 39 of the 1970 Constitution prescribe that every Gambian age 18 with sound mind has the right to vote in a presidential election as well as a National Assembly election. It further states that the individual shall first registered as a voter in a national election, in a National Assembly constituency for the purpose of voting. Now we are asking, in effect, every Gambian of sound mind, age 18, has the undeniable right to vote in an election. However, this also right shall also be actualized if the individual is registered as a voter in a National Assembly election. This begins to question on whether the recognition National Assembly constituency under this section. Now, when you look at section 88 of the Constitution, prescribe that there shall be 50. You know, when I wrote to Kerfad, I said 48, but it has been amended. It is said it shall be 53 elected National Assembly members, formed the constituency demarcated by the Independent Electoral Commission. Effectively, the recognition of the constituencies by the constitutions are specifically 53 specific on the Constitution. The combination effect of 39 and 88 is beyond fulfillment the age and sanitary requirement. One shall only be eligible to be registered as a voter if he or she is registered in a number of a constituency, specifically by the Constitution. This is what the Constitution is speaking. Whether does this then leave the fact of Gambians in diaspora who are clearly not part of a specific National Assembly constituency, since they are outside the country for the time being? Now, we have to understand, and without prejudice, Gambians in diaspora are Gambians like every other Gambians at home. The legal regime regulating this voting cuts up by highlighting the provision of the Constitution, actualizing their rights to vote can be overcome by amendment. Listen, by amendment of 38 and 88. Sorry, 39 and 88. Voting against the bill today is not a malicious or an act trying to be more of Gambians than others, or currently peddling some of the social media parliamentarians like of Colley Sanneh, who I am telling you, let Yaya Sanneh bring the video. For me to ascertain, Yaya left his seat and came to the other side talking when people other sides are voting. The tag that he has raised is about Sefol and Alcalo should not attest. This was what he voted against. He said, let's remove the Sefol, Alcalo and Sefol can cartefy. What now Tago Wulindi? But in this voting, he was not part of the voting. If he saw, let him bring the video. You know, so Honorable Sanneh's surname, I know his second surname is social media. And in which for us, we just don't have time for that. But we are here to clear the Gambian people, let them understand the way people are taking things. They voted against attestation, against Sefol not attesting, against Alcalo not attesting. Was it brought on social media? And for us, the reason why we said, we the Foni now, 4 of us who attended, said, we are not going to violate the Constitution. And we are very clear about that. We have no qualms, we have no issues, whatever. The Constitution 39 and 88 need to be amended. This bill was there since 2019, 2021. Why did they have the interest to amend a section in the Constitution for only age limit, and they refuse to amend so that our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, our wives, our loved ones to vote in diaspora? Why didn't they do that? This is $1 million question that we need to put it to them. We are asking for amendment. All of you live in constitution. Go and ask the National Assembly member for us to regroup together, and we go and amend section 39 and 88 of the Constitution so that it will be aligned. Any law that doesn't works or is not in line with the Constitution, that law is not tenable. We have to understand that. Now, saying the Foni names, here Sanyang calling Foni names, only NPP and will join together. I am telling all wrong. I am telling to Yaya Sanyang that this is what he did when Emmanuel Juve came. He came and lied to the public that he came and off my mic when he and me was just far apart. He repeated the same. He need to man up himself and understand parliament and parliamentary procedures. We were already in parliament. He wrote in social media, and he didn't vote unless and until he produced a video. I stand to be corrected. All nationals, ask anybody. Yaya didn't vote for this bill. He didn't. What he saw now is a vote against Alcalo kana attestation of the several kana attestation of the. That's what he voted against. And in his article, did he ask Alcalo? Why did he deny Alcalo to attest a person? Why did he deny Chief to attest a person? Was that brought to social media? You know, let's be mindful as Gambians. Me, I have brothers. I wish that my people, my brothers in life can vote. And there are more of them there. But let's go and do our homework. Let's go and amend the constitution for prosperity. Nkana nyo diamo. Soso kana nyofa, nyo kana sosofa. Oja muno amend the constitution. Ye yise no me. That's why when ku vote. O amend 1988. O amend jayo. Kasankana tuku bamban. Even this been many passing year. Ask them. I told them. But for us, we let one know a constitution. A constitutional provision that is laid. You want us to deny that and go and vote something that is not constitutional? We took oath and we have to stand by the oath that we took. Ule the Caribbean Party, ule the UDP, ule the NPP, ule the NRP. Anosa na manyo ke Foni fujuma fonta nyumi jato emi. Hey, yaya sanyang sumi jat. Unam porja de kuchila munu kan woli de kwa auledo hao. Hey, mande boko kunyila boko. Kwa fa mankana mkana Gambian bang. Kwa fa mangwele mkana kasankana bang. Kwa fa mangwele broka be National Assembly bang. Kwa fa mankujume ule fujum bang. Manji tuja wa meja cheng jandu sanke mupren. Uruje be lambalang kede. And do hatred and anmo diaspora. Atumbe ombo, atiom ombo, asekom ombo, anyolom ombo, abarinum ombo. Ulibe frike diaspora enabo. Wanke diaspora kungadlombe babe Gambia. I ande ngaruwo. But before you understand me, constitution ye yisenum. Namade nya jobe 88. 39 we boy yisen meno. Nya ulo nya mumokanyo, murukanyo. Uli are we not violating our own laws? Silwa sanama source war ulu war no pwede silwa sila to cancel. Mo waden kan eno. Yes, are not a mayor. I will tell him we are not pocket MPs. Uli leku dipite ke posa and don't man ke posa kono dipite. So these are issues that people need to understand, to know, and also get to comprehend the whole issue. Kasangana kanya buke kwanema, ha buke koma, and the clarify. What's on Gambia? Bakwole Inge. Inge Baragero, what's on Gambia leader? I told him. We had a debate here, a bill that I have introduced in National Assembly. He has never contacted me. Why today? And why are you selecting on your issues to contact and not to contact on other issues? I said, if you're a journal, if you are in media, be transparent. I sent him what I responded, but he asked, did he publish it? So are you only here to say, let me tell everybody, the living and the dead, Foni names, expect the four of us who are there, Honorable Tumani Sanneh, Honorable Amie Colley, Honorable Dembo Sanneh, we are ready to stand and defend the defenders. We are not in any political party. We are not going to work on, beautifying a godfather in a political party. If they believe in that, let them go and do that. Nobody can use this to become politics against us. We respect the diaspora and we are with them. We'll continue to be with them. I put this to every National Assembly members, 38 and 88. Let's all work and amend the constitution to give them leverage and right for them to vote and to be voted for. There are people. They are doing a lot for this country. And they've been doing a lot for this, and they stood a lot for this country. How many of our brothers who are assisting us? Even in our politics, a lot of them supported us. I can tell it to the living and the dead. And some of them also participated in the so-called change that they have said they have made change in this country. So ni molbe diamala dolbe kumol tala ka fengeten ha nyilol betenne e be nyine kekan be nyine ke hey munanko ndol manke poso kono dipitelti. We don't worship God's fathers as a political party. We don't worship camps. We don't worship parties. We worship our electorate. And we will defend the constitution of the Republic of the Gambia. This is our clear stance. It has to be very clear to everybody. Insults and whatever, you have the right to say it. But this is in politics, that's what we are calling for. And we will stand by that day. National Assembly. What did you mind some of these media that are publishing issues? When did they even take that notion? I saw the ones on Gambia go. Hon Almameh Gibba. I am just from the assembly. You are sitting comfortably. I am from work. And I've responded to him. I copied my image and the text to ask him to publish it. Did he do it? So, nkame for mole wale nko. Ima melong. Ika wale for hey. Some of them are just been taken. Do you know what? Yaya sanya ala fire tenkung. Deputy amamono deputy ala amongst multi ndola lonya more ndol yengela. We will not align with any political party. It has to be very clear to everybody. Yeah, at about the UDP, are they not voting against our bills? In Jamela Kwal, are they not voting it? So Bini Molma Alaitera, how Omambetia, ask them. The NPP are doing their own caucus. Are we all doing caucus in Tolu? As independent, do we have a caucus on this? And most of our high members in our independent are part of the committee of local government that brought this bill. Have they informed us, see as a caucus, we talk on one time? Okay. So are we serious? Are we really serious? Manayala memo, you cannot use social media to beautify yourself and make other people ugly. We stand with the decision and we stand with it today and tomorrow. If we want to make sure that if we are really serious for diaspora to vote, when did this coalition government taking place? 2017, Imam Constitution Samano. 2017 till date, they cannot even work on electoral reform. 2017 till date, they cannot even allow diaspora to vote. 2016 to date, Iboka Femve Mamandino, they hold us, this government ransom for 8 months without no vice president. But they can agree and go and change the constitution age limit. They can agree and change the constitution to make sure if a National Assembly member, Nila Party or Jamfa, Iboda ila Patila, ila Party Dodo, Lua Manyene Kebai, it will be like more than 5 times they went and changed this constitution. If they had interest, why didn't they point this section and go and change it for good? The reason why I come to my people, na phone call, bukana kumonke phone kwani bi improve ka setna manji wala nji manji. Ulele ku dibide kana be kano di posai. Ulele ku dibide kana mi political party je bere gol meji lebude jakum jilebude. Ulele ku dibide kana mi me beje be ka boka political party ye an pour interest yoli ulule do jar ulele do kajam. Ya asanka ya UDP na purlo. UDP kila na sefa dal kara. I want to send attestation. Natala nyi kunya tona tebenum. Manku votum e vote fa matut bayta jungu tela na e jow e cenku memba bukago man toko ko parlement ku lebe ko ban anyos ya prenu video a prenu wona me yiseno wona yiseno to lema legen anu kanto tonya yemantu ya ulu famu manje ya wan ko ne butuma be ka sinsinga mambu hungu nya monano meno uli lebe kana kuchila de anu anosa no fimutum uli ke fonyi fujuma foli constitutionnel bujuma fe kana ke fonyi tolu jumi jaton jumi kajam o manjuti yama assembly media eno cheng jandu pour musanken uli letuna modi UDP be lebo hanwa le interest yuleli interest mo fam puna modi UDP puna modi NPP puna modi doy puna mo parti yano sani puna modi independent too bada kanja unujo ko me ote defo yonto warant kan letu kan chat letu kan kajom uli fonyi ni juke gambe no juke andu buka ina 97 constitution yolu jukun chat yolu jukun kajom. It has to be very clear to anosani jakumo buntora aw ngare funya musangen u chengu ya tumanyi mango kayo nya tu kwana alikara e fonyi e nyahom e nungu kebe e banosan awanda asedia me anyila mbabe na kile kwana sefa awanda sedia me anyila mbabe na kine yoko mo mbego puru nanu ya to kan setana to follow lom hey jakumo buntora alikara umo kanya respect mbo kanja aw manyi ayno malikara kanja aw no manyi ayno ma sefa unu mo manyi fujuma foli di place helio onya be ka teaching wa hawali la tumang chada tumang kajom ntolta sanna wala ite man pare alkalo horomala e man pare alkalo la kango duyala e man pare ka sefo horoma e man pare ka sefo la kango diala nyinne folode melen kon to junjunda ni atollo bari man finne ka fajede they bear that and now brought ko diaspora akamoto kon to ngane ne majo leke. It is very clear. Section 38 and 88 ngata nga offering constitution oto nyimbilo 2019 la sambana 2021 ya introduce amannake fondo 2025 nyina bare bi it a constitutional falling pour que mo febo ay que président ngot ay lo président yala eta constitutional falling pour député a febo député na la parti jamfa ala mol jamfa na la mol ya bay akana lu sira ngola. You can do all those things. They went and did a lot of amendment but wo bravo leti. But in the diaspora mole pour amendment ke pour les cartes fay ye chance soto ye la constitution soto ay se demarcation ke ya sama national assembly ndol nga vote demarcation ke abroad imam pare wala they want to use it as cheap political tool ndol tasonna wala nobody will silence us ndeka dia monyo député la na monyo député nanol meno ko bebe foni la. We have the interest of this country at heart. And nobody, I repeat this again, nobody will dictate us to vote on a party line. Nobody to dictate us to vote on a leader of a political party. Nobody can dictate us either to give us money to vote on something. Until we've been independent, we've been working alone on our issues, and we will be working to make sure anything that will show the wish and aspiration of the government people belori walla. Yeah. Billy Jelle bije men nata National Assembly men ko kayaje men sorong kayaje men kenya ko jumal ne d'accord ta na mi itol men ka diambi itol men ka wewe itol le afay bare bi nim mo fanan has a different view against you ite ko mo man betia mo na itele betia kata mi moti ba wala itole barakata kata mi moti ba ndeka men fo nyin kolo na home and abroad membe diaspora al horomo ke allamol comme albelori nyame bare ñi mol men ko be silaka ko mol kari ka joka gol fenge ate wokula ntolu we are here to stay so far the people of Foni ko alulo mbelola ni en bondi mbe bolale ni mam bondi ko ko nga ñen do ko dela we will do that job to the last dot and for the interest of our people and for the interest of the Gambia and for the interest of the constitution of the Republic of the Gambia, that is 1997 constitution without technicalities. And now others will also come and say, although one might also fall our position of again, why didn't we consider 41 of the constitution which provide that IEC is mandated to come up with an act to regulate the registration of voters among other matters. That this is a basis for the bill. But I can also say that while we admit the significance of this provision in this cause, I believe coming up with the bill under the provision would still not solve the problem if section 39 and 88 is not revisited to give a room for the diaspora to vote. Going ahead with 41 as the basis for introduction of this bill without addressing 39 and 88, in our view, would create some inconsistency within the constitution. So that's not normal. And this is why we voted. But MPP ma for the vote ndolka baro mama ni anim fanga we people all see what is happening in the assembly. What in short memang diam kam wole ko social media MPL wala social media melbe dogo wala banko e melbe dogo la quartier melbe dogo wala gamien kolye wala continue la dogo wala bukana kam social media kam ka sangane social media kam merege wa sumi ko continue da wa sumi anara go me even nation adra achaje bejo nabil mala na debate opa mala kam kana ya ay man to ma ayba je chip popular jo ko prince video aw fa ngol lebot nene kayta kana lebu nyana attestation ya sefa dal karaw yo ku tebe nya kayta kanya nak wuli don la ko assembly après nous video yi seno après nous video e fintina melam kayta ndo ko karema ko he has voted hey nale anole apare badun told with disregard. And others, I can even tell you, we are solidly in support of any constitutional amendment that will make sure our brothers and sisters in abroad will vote. And we'll stand by that. And I'm putting this to everybody. Momo melang ka benyin na message on American. Ask your National Assembly for us to work on an amendment. Ha! Yaya Kone, he came with a bill of local government amendment. Munadina. Il a nominated councilor pour a rights or pour a voting ke. Muna na mani amendment or someone pour nying diaspora voting ke. Alila moide ya sanya he introduced a bill first reading ngakele. A someone pour councilor Sol melam ko il a nominated councilor melam ko il a area council pour a rights or pour a voting ke. Muna na amount amendment sanam someone National Assembly melam ko diaspora ko member diaspora they have the right to vote and to be voted for. But be that sisi ka wurim kol hey ndol fonyin kol be lori ndami be wolto banko mol be lori ndami ko interest of this country be lori woto anu constitutional ndol tewo falen nanim fenna ndol ngakalo ke ko ni loi buko mbelola kono bi mbelola kono sama kayitande ko loi memfo ala provisional ala lual ntewo kadala bare femfe menon ka be loi tinyala abe loi janyanna wala loi ko fenkela tolte bolla kono bi nde bolla kono sama 88 nga pare nga falling na diaspora fundingen musuka fuke de ninke men ko de attendi the age ye na ye carte fay wala ye boka ño siya carte to comme banque dole ka kenyame andu melori ko na bi melori ko na sama ni wo falinta mota falon to nga carte fa mba fayla bare ite men ka diama ka mol jalay jani be jalay ko na nyinin karo gade bare nakuma labango memen sanende wolen ko UDP ten tol forcer la pour nga tare kono nga carte fa melon ka manken to la nyantoti amanken to le loka ngon tekela NPP fen ten tol dundila nga carte fay fengo melon ka manken to la nyantode amanken na luad sorry amanken na kuti men ngon dolbe danda andu NRP wonte ntolo fengo fe memen kela nga ke ndola lonkan ka nga ke ndola representative for kara anun ka kachale as representative of people of Foni. So I'm speaking on behalf of all of them that whatever diamo wotat nan tolinga fali wani ma umbe kala banga ko emmi wono san wambe ka sankeni yak ni fu juma fe diaspora voting uli ulatot lo ayole o fale nya lo 39 be 88 pa yise mbangan man mami ammi ko baba pa wona lebe nya lo ay constitutionnel lo ay yemba yam mon fati ay budget o fale ndia constitutionnel be jo wora lo ay yan wala kama mu wonu lebe ulu kaneyo munu jummo kajom pam mutole pam ko sofole me ulu respect 1997 constitution and ulu yonu jumi jar yonu jumi kajam ala do falling waf the constitution clear. On that note, I thank all of you and I thank all listeners from the Fonis home and abroad. This is just a little clarification. I'm a member of parliament, but I be carrying but in Salfale ko social media diam la wala diam but ndolbelo men na bi sama me continue wala and ndemurla koma bi ndemurla koma sama to represent our people of Foni. Nseme remind ya tuliye. Walenko below melanko it haunts our people, it haunts our region, it haunts our man. Ya jamme. Imo biolu Lundi. They voted against us. Below melanko they wrote a bill melanko mola nem ya jamme ya safe below kono we argue. Cause it's not proper, it's not in line. They voted it. So who are they to tell us thing? Do you know what? In parliament and nobody will pocket us. Molten told Dundland Jubal Kono. Come Kamutako, Elaba, near the Julolebela, Ebejulo Dundela Bado, Yasabadiate Yame. We are responsible National Assembly members and we are elected by a legitimate constituencies in our Foni, and we will support and stand firm to defend the defenseless. And for the constitution, we will continue to defend. Either this way or the other way. Don't let me come. Uli lesi jamen sanma msangu ngar uneao uri nyana sa sedukano nya uli ko nya balafa mo bona kanama me ko ganke balafa manko ko kanak na e jamen mankuri manko ne fentate kat ude jakum kan ude ule kana ko ci la de oto anosa na mi kayenti normal ni wonni safu ne salu mbal content mbal jay. Thank you so very much. I have mixed Jola Mandinka the English pop inshallah ni safu famfam ni do arjame de pola no soforola we pankan las ijebela ne bilbeka ka respond waf uju jamini sanken pam ma emmi goroda surtout bu kanola kan mami kammi ke baba ku cen ko mom ku jiga ba safela buka ko karangot bare ku janja sangere mo pam wala rampeni man wala jumende mu kana mais constitutionnel regom wala tu yuryo mu jo kanu am constitutionnel regutum so amangum defu juma fu kila wala fonu jummi me andu po jebe lambalang mu ngon jom surtout o jomlo ndim kana mais constitutionnel la yema fami Gambia inshallah rabbi. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.